Welcome back to Serious. It's Rich, it's Neil, it's Gray-Nicolls. Oh, it's 2022. We've got their bat range. We're reviewing it. We've had a Gray-Nicolls delivery team and it's exciting. The bats are in, but not all of them are in, but the ones we've got, we're going to show you. You ready for this? It's a classic. Like Classic FM, smooth, easy listening. Been around for years. We go straight into the Pro Performance. So this is top of the shop, as good as it gets from the Gray-Nicolls classic variety. Usual stamp with your Gray-Nicolls on the red Gray-Nicolls shield with the Gray-Nicolls sort of bat emblem. Slide around the side, a little bit of detail, a bit branding. You can see the chunky edges there too, can't we? And as we slide back, we've got a little bit about what the bats are gonna do and what it is and who made it and all that stuff. Slightly different grip this year, but we're going to talk about some of the technical specifications with Neil. Let's go over there.
Thanks, Rich. So, classic range.
Yep.
Comes in 6 different grades of willow. We've got the Pro Performance here, which is top of the range. Goes all the way down through to Academy. So from a price point and a grade of willow point of view, there's plenty for everybody, depending on whatever standard you play or how much you want to spend. There's choices for everyone in the classic range. Onto the bat itself, I'm starting at the bottom here, rounded toe. The reason I'm mentioning that is that the toes are different in the different bat families for Gray-Nicolls. So this one's got a very rounded toe. They would also say that it comes with a rounded face as well. So to me, that's what we call a slight curved effect, a bit like a bowing of the bat, which that's quite common these days.
It is, isn't it? It's quite a uniform type shape.
Yeah, and you can see there in the camera the size of these edges are particularly big. Coming into the profile itself, spine still pretty high through the middle. It's not exaggerated because the edges are so high. So less of a concave shape, more rounded, but probably somewhere in between. But lots of wood in the bat, I would say. Moving through to a pickup point of view, I think it's quite well balanced. Pretty good all round. I don't think it picks up light, but this is particularly a heavier bat. It's £2.11, so but that's purely because there's lots of wood in it, really. But the balance of it is pretty good, so that you don't have too many problems there. The grip, you mentioned the grip earlier. Now it should actually be a zigzag grip in the classic bat range, but I'm not sure if they're a bit rushed in the factory on this one. But this one's come out with a traction grip, so normally you'd expect to see the classic range with a zigzag. I would say the handle itself, that's probably a slightly oval shaped. I'd say slightly thinner as well at the top, just marginal.
Do you find the oval noticeable?
Not hugely, but you will notice, I think, a slight difference between your top hand and your bottom hand. I think you would feel it slightly thinner at the top end of the bat, and slightly bigger at the bottom. Actually, I think that's no bad thing. So it just relaxes your bottom hand a little bit. It means you're probably playing a bit straighter with your top hand. But
I don't need the bat telling me off.
Went into a coaching one there. So what do you think?
Well, can we give it a tap? We better give it a tap.
Give it a go. Yeah,
give it a little tap. Right, you can't have that, that's mine. That's a Pro Performance bat, it's beautiful. Super piece of willow.
Pings well, doesn't it? Pings well. Whereabouts? Sort of mid?
Oh yeah, I'd say very much reflects where the wood is in the bat, and it pings pretty much all the way through, just a little bit of sort of less responsive down the bottom, but yeah, you're going to get good value for money, I think is the phrase, and I think you'll enjoy that one. Would I use it? Go on, I know you're going to ask me. I like the balance and I like the shape, but this for me would have to be the spot on one. Just the right sort of wood in the right areas, taps well type of stuff. So I would, it's in there, it's in my up for discussions. I don't know, it's not in yours, is it?
No, probably not for me. It doesn't pick up light enough for me. However, I do think this will suit most people just purely because of the roundedness in it. Yeah. You're not going to go too far wrong. Not one personally for me. I think the touches are good. That burnt into the edges is nice as long as it doesn't sort of blur too much. Sometimes a little bit blurred, but I think that the checkeredness in the stickers is good. But good all round back. It's going to suit a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so. If you're interested in Gray-Nicolls, that's a great one to start.
It's a good safe option.
It is, isn't it?
Good safe option.
It is. We like safe. So the Powerbow team. Powerbow was used by Alistair Cook, for those of you that might know these things, when he scored the first of his many hundreds for England. Also, you can comment below on how many hundreds he scored. Let's go find it. Oh, Powerbow. Well, typically she's yellow. She always has been. Let's hope she always will be, Gray-Nicolls. Little yellow flecks inside all of the sticker range there. Just sliding her on round, getting to that bow shape for you. And again, the usual stickers on the back, signifying the Powerbow. We better go for some technical information.
Thanks, Rich. Again, I'm starting on the bottom here.
Yeah.
Square face toe this time. So not your rounded toe, but a square face toe. Heading through the bat. Again, I'd say not as high a spine as some of them. I think is a bit more balanced across the blade of the bat. I'd say there's a bit more spread out.
Yeah.
A bit more of an extended curve in this bat.
Okay.
Designed for power.
Yeah.
They would say. And if you can see in the back there, again, slight curve through the face. As far as a pickup is concerned, one of the lighter bats in the Gray-Nicolls range to pick up. Again, well balanced. I'd say a lighter pickup than the classic range.
Okay.
But again, reasonable wood throughout.
Yeah.
Grip wise, we're at the traction grip this time.
Haha. It's going to give you more traction on the road, but no, in the hand.
In the hands, hopefully.
Yeah.
How would you describe that? Quite pimply, yeah. Quite grippy. It's probably going to work. Again, don't choose your bat on the grip. You can always change that, but I don't think you're going to go too far wrong.
Yeah.
I'd say the only disappointing thing for me is it only comes in 2 different grades of willow, this one. So if you like the Powerbow, fantastic, but you've only got a choice of 2. You've either got the original, that comes in roundabout retail of £299, or you've got one below it at about £129.99. So
it's not leaving you a lot of room.
It's not many options. So if you're quite specific on the grade of willow you want or the price you want to pay, you've only got 2 choices in that.
Yeah.
Would I use it? I prefer the pickup in this one. Quite like it.
Oh.
Yeah, I could. I'm not going to commit like.
Oh no, come
face
on.
Like that. You tell me what you think.
Right, let's give it a little tap, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. So it is very responsive in the areas that you would expect. So i.e. where you can see the wood. Slightly less so the further down we go. Let's have a feel. Yeah, you can. I feel the oval handle more in this one than I did the last. And I think also with the toe, when you tap the toe on the ground, you'll find that it just has a little turn in. So I'll try and go straight, because you've got to try and get that quite specific. So for some people that might just nudge your grip and your back face away.
Nudge you out of alignment?
Yeah, a little bit.
Only marginal, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those little funny ones. Some people will pick it up in the shop and you'll go, oh, I've noticed that. Anyway, we've digressed, team. Sorry about that. Right, okay. Yes, I agree. This is a nice lightweight pickup. We do like that shape. I'm going to say a little bit more wood down there for me, and then I'll say yes. Go on then. You said maybe.
Yeah, I could give that a go.
We're a yes and a maybe.
But I'd be a bit fussy on the grade of willow though. and the price I want to pay. So that might hold me back.
That's another maybe. Now on this next one, we seem to be getting a little bit sci-fi. We've gone alpha. Maybe it's big alpha male, who knows? I don't know where Gray-Nicolls get their ideas from. So let's go. Alpha 1.0. Cool, we are white, just in case you're wondering. It's not an illusion of the eyes. I'm going to turn it now so we can see our shape and our profile. Kept up with the white flecks all the way through, and of course round the back. It does look a bit sci-fi like, doesn't it? And there we go. And then we have a slightly different grip that we'll talk about in a bit. Let's go technical.
Here we go then. I always get the good jobs. I've been starting on the bottom with the Gray-Nicolls range. I'd say that's somewhere in between a rounded toe and a square toe. So something for everybody.
A squound.
A squound. It's a squound toe. But I think that works for everybody.
Yeah.
Profile wise, big high spine.
Yeah.
Big thick edges. Quite a rounded shape in the back there, I would say. Mid swell, I think, in that spine. Be interested to see what happens when we get a bat mallet on it.
Yes.
Probably hear is in that central part there, really.
Yeah.
So not too high, not too low. It's going to suit most people, I'd say. It's a big bat, this one. Lots of wood in it. Grip wise, you mentioned the grip earlier. This has got the zigzag grip on.
Cool. Make sure you're not zigzagging down the wicket when you're running between the wickets.
Yeah, get down there straight. As far as the grip, again, oval handle, slightly thicker at the bottom, thinner at the top. I think that's pretty standard in a lot of their bats, but I don't mind that. Just keeps nice and strong top hand.
Yeah.
Pickup wise, there's lots of wood in this. You can feel it. There's lots of wood in this bat. It's going to come down, I think, to what weight you actually choose in the wood itself. There's lots of. You can just see it's just lots of wood.
Yeah. All spread out.
All spread out. It's going to be forgiving.
Yeah.
If you don't hit it quite on the centre, which not all of us do, you're going to still get value for your shots.
Probably one for that sort of 210, 211, 212 weight range.
Yeah.
Quite forgiving, quite sort of flat batty whackers.
Well, I'd agree with that only on the basis this is a 2.9.
Okay.
And I would use probably somewhere between 2.8, 2.9, and that's starting to get on the heavy side for me.
Okay.
So I think Rich is right there. 210, 211. If you're normally in that weight range, it's going to be perfect.
Could be a good one for you.
One for you. Would you use that?
See, I'm going to say straight away, out and you're thinking, no. But let's wait and see. I can be persuaded. Ladies and gentlemen, I've not been persuaded. I think I'd leave it. And based around that thought of lots of wood up here and where the balance of the bat feels to me, I would want it lower for personal preference. But you know, can't argue.
Well, interestingly, let's see if I can persuade you any further then.
Ooh.
So Gray-Nicolls this year done something a little bit different. It's taken us a little bit of time for us to get our heads around it, but what they have done is they've brought out exactly the same bat. So we've got another alpha, but in a different colourway. So hang on to that. Let me introduce to you.
This is interesting.
This is the Alpha 1.1. So we have the Alpha 1.0
Yes.
in her white and black livery.
Oh.
However, if you prefer a bit of blue, then we've got the Alpha 1.1.
Oh.
So exactly the same shapes, exactly the same profiles, just different colourways. So if you're a player who likes to match their pads and gloves and bats, then actually that could work within the Gray-Nicolls range, because there'll be something that suits you which way you want to go. Now, if that's not enough for you and you haven't
I'm confused already.
still got your head around that, what they also do in the 1.1 version, maybe this is aimed more at me, is they do a light version, which I have here.
Oh.
So in this one, we've still got the big thick edges, the same profile as, or the same shape as the one, but what you can see here is high spine, same there, but it's really cut away.
It does, isn't it? Yeah.
And what they've done there, by cutting out that shape, they've cut out some of the wood to make the bat a lot lighter. So if you like the Alpha range, there's probably something in this for you. There's either the rounded finish there with a lot of wood in it. You can flip the colours if you really want and have that same bat, or you can flip the colours and come to the 1.1 version and have a light option, which, when you pick up,
I think it could be
probably much more my cup of tea.
Ooh, there was a smile. Did you say that?
I just like the balance of that.
Yeah.
So that works well. Do you want to have a little go
Well,
with that?
I think I've got to now.
So that's the 1.1, and that is the 5-star light version with the shape cut away to give that really light pickup.
So to give you an example, that's a 2 pound 8 ounce bat.
Feels like a matchstick though.
Does it? Well, let's have a go. Oh yes, she feels nice. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. I think she's going to do really well. I think she's going to be really popular for a lot of people that want a lighter bat option. I think this is a good version. Good news. Good work. You using that one?
Yeah, and I think for the general public, once you've understood the differences between the 1 and the 1.1 are exactly the same, unless you go to a 5-star light version, that's when the shape changes and it's a lot lighter. So I would opt for the 5-star light version, I think.
Cool.
Nice light pickup.
Nice.
Still plenty of thick edges. Still going to go to the boundary.
Alpha, the next generation. To maintain our sci-fi theme, I'm going to vaporise you with the Vapour. Bosh. Well, we've gone blue. Very metallic blue. I like a metallic blue. I've never thought of it that way, but we have now. So we're vapouring. Let's just have a little look around her. Fairly similar-ish shape again. I'm sort of noting here. Usual Gray-Nicolls apparel around the outside. The straightness and the redness of the Gray-Nicolls, the little Batman, the bat sign there. A little bit funkiness down the bottom, and of course our traditional branding that we're seeing around there. Blue grip. Let's go technical.
Okay. So the Vapour. Again, I'd say it's slightly more squared toe. I think the technical description that Gray-Nicolls would give you would be a duckbill toe. However, that's not far off, squared off, I would say.
I'll be googling the duckbill.
It's not too far off. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. In the profile of the bat, nice high spine. It looks, at first glance, it looks lower down.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's probably mid to low sweet spot.
Very funky stickers, these Vapour and Alphas.
Very funky. Lots of colour.
Yeah.
Lots going on in the back of the bat.
It is, isn't there?
Profile wise, I think it picks up well, but it does pick up with the weight towards the bottom half of the bat. So that's just something to maybe be aware of, but that's what you'd expect, because I think we've just described the mid to low swell point means there's a slightly more willow down the bottom of the bat. We will just did you hear the difference there? That there, probably most springy there, which is lower than the centre points there, look.
Okay.
But for me,
a bit lower down.
It is a bit lower. So probably going to suit a front foot player.
Yeah.
If you like getting forward, low wickets early on in the season, that's going to go probably quite well for you. And to be honest, once you're then in nick for the rest of the season, you're up and running.
You're away.
You're up and running.
You are.
Grip, we've got a zigzag grip on this one. Again, slightly oval shaped handle.
Yeah.
So slightly thicker at the bottom, slightly thinner at the top. I think you're pretty much there with that one.
Are you a fan of using it?
Would I use it? Well, I'd be interested in. I think it's probably a bit low down for me, the middle.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the balance and the pickup. If you didn't like that colourway, similar to the Alpha model, there is also the 1.1 version of the Vapour. So this is the Vapour 1.0.
So you could get this sort of colourway in
You
it.
can get exactly that colourway in a 1.1 version in the Vapour. So again, it's exactly the same profile as this, mid to low sweet spot, same profiles, same pickups probably. Or as you may have seen me mention on previous videos, if you wanted a lighter version than this, they also do a 5-star light version where you'll find the edges are more cutaway.
Oh yeah.
take a bit of wood out those parts to make it a lighter pickup
pickup.
and lighter feel.
Okay.
So you've got plenty of options once you've understood them in the Gray-Nicolls range this year. And if you're trying to match with your pads and your gloves,
You got the chance to do choices. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
All I would say, choose your bat first before you choose your gloves and your pads. That's the most important thing. That's the one that's going to score you the runs. Then if you really want to match your pads and gloves, match it after you've chosen your bat. Don't choose your gloves first and then choose a bat based on what colours of glove you've chosen.
I like that. I'm going to have a little feel. I might use this one.
Yeah, this could be you. This could be you.
This could be me. I think that might be me in the range, you know. Just get that balance. I think that could be me. Well,
what colourways? We're going for the 1.0 in blue, or we're going for the 1.1 Vapour in white and black?
I would be the original generation, 1.0. So, we've got colourway options. We've got a little bit of differences, but not. I wouldn't say we haven't gone polar extremes with our, you know, weight at the top, weight at the bottom. Sort of sat in the middle. We're a bit confused with the grips. They just kind of look okay. There's one that's super grippy, but one that's kind of like, well, let's just see what happens. Handles. That's good. That might be a bit Marmite on that one. Bottom handle, that bit oval.
I think if anybody's used Gray-Nicolls before, you know what you're going to get though. I think that's pretty standard. I think there's something in the range for everybody.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of different colours and names, and that's all a bit quirky. And you've got pads and gloves to match, so
it's pretty good, pretty standard all the way across. I think this is a reasonably decent stab for 2022. I think we'd be quite pleased with that.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Should we give it a thumbs up, or are we going to give it a thumbs down? You can tell us. Please comment in the little section below. Don't forget Alistair Cook. We need to know your answer about that one. And also subscribe, because we're going to put more videos out there. And we're good. We're really good. And we know cricket. I'll go now.